Hello, church family. Just wanted to give you a brief video as a follow-up to the email that you're receiving about the Women's CCBC Equipping Intensive. As I mentioned this past Sunday night, I've been tossing around the idea for the last year or so of an opportunity for ladies that would be interested in a very focused and structured time of study on thinking through topics like the fear of man, peer pressure, codependency, those kind of things. Also pride and humility, so kind of Christian living, sanctification topics, but also things like ecclesiology, doctrine of the church, women's roles in the family and the church and the world. Also things like a theology of suffering, theology of God's sovereignty, conversion, and other things like that. Well, I've decided to put together a really 3.5 month, give or take, intensive class or program or whatever you want to call it that will cover basically 6 discussions that are 3 hours apiece from mid February to the very first week of June. The schedule, but the reading, writing, and discussions are in the email, as well as what to expect and other details of the intensive. Some of the books you're curious, you're thinking, my goodness, Blake, how do I know if I'm going to have time to read all these books? Well, let me just show you just an example. When People Are Big and God is Small by Ed Welch, it's a medium sized book. This one would be a little on the larger side for the class. It's about 190 pages. That will be one of your first books. But many of the rest of the books are much, much shorter. So, Paul Washer's 10 Indictments Against the Modern Church, very small booklet or so, 75 pages. And then, like Conversion, Church Membership, those are all basically 130 or less. And then these are even shorter when you start getting into the understanding baptism, Lord's Supper, church discipline. Men and Women in the Church by Kevin DeYoung. Yeah, it's kind of a medium-sized book, probably about 150 something pages. A really small booklet by Carrie Fulmer on how women can thrive in the church. We have an old classic Puritan, Thomas Boston, The Crook in the Lot, Living with That Thorn in Your Side, so dealing with a theology of suffering. Ed Welch's Side by Side, about 150 pages or so. And then John Piper's booklet, 5 Points, kind of a primer on Calvinism or the doctrines of grace. There's a few other articles as well. But anyway, with all that said, um, here are some things. If you're interested in doing this intensive, you need to first do this: pray. Pray. Number one, Lord, do you want me to do this? Is this going to be beneficial for my growth at this season in my life? Do I need the structure? Would I benefit from the camaraderie? And is this the best timing? Man, I'm already slammed with my commitments from January to June. If I am, probably not the best time. Um, However, if you look at your schedule, you look at your bandwidth, and you look at the opportunity and think, you know what, I really do think I could do this. Well, certainly seek counsel on that. Maybe talk to someone that you know who might be interested. Right now, I've had at least 3 ladies express verbal interest to want to learn more. I'm going to take up to 4 to 6 ladies that are interested. The cutoff to let me know if you want to do this is Friday, January 16th. So a week from this upcoming Friday. At that point, I will basically take the ladies that are interested in doing this. I do need at least 4 ladies to commit to it, so it makes it worthwhile for the amount of work being put into it. But I'll probably cap it off at 6 at the most. And yeah, I'm going to be ordering the books very soon. So if you would let me know via text or email as soon as possible, I'd be happy to speak with you further, whether on the phone or in person or in email. And otherwise, yeah, if it's a hit, if it bears fruit, and if it's a great thing, we will certainly do something like this again. But consider this, and if you're not able to do it or you're not interested in doing it, pray for the ladies who will. I pray that God would bear much fruit through it and that this would contribute to the overall discipling ministry of our church. God bless.